My name is Elena. I'm 30 years old. I live in Portland, a peaceful city known for rain and tall green trees. I work in a small bookstore near downtown. It is not a big store, but it smells like paper and coffee. I like that smell. It feels safe. My life used to be simple. Every morning, I opened the store at 9. I arranged new books on the shelves. I recommended novels to strangers. In the evening, I walked back to my apartment, made herbal tea, and read until I felt sleepy. I had one best friend. Her name was Sophia. She worked at a bakery 2 streets away. Sometimes after work, we met for coffee and talked about dreams, love, and life. After 2 painful relationships, I promised myself I would not fall in love again too quickly. I wanted peace. I wanted to protect my heart. But life does not always ask for permission. One rainy afternoon, a man walked into the bookstore. His name was Daniel. He was looking for a poetry book. He seemed quiet but thoughtful. He asked me for recommendations, and unlike most customers, he listened carefully. He came back the next week, then again the week after that. Soon, we began talking about more than books. He told me he worked in architecture. He said his life felt busy but empty. I told him about my childhood and how I always loved stories. One evening, after closing time, he stayed to help me move some heavy boxes. We sat on the floor between shelves, laughing about silly things. That was the moment I felt something change inside me. He started bringing me coffee. He remembered my favorite author. He noticed when I was tired. After 2 months, he asked me to dinner. I said yes. It felt easy, natural, warm. But one night, everything shifted. We were sitting in his car when his phone rang. He quickly turned it face down. I didn't think much of it, but later, when he went inside a store, a message appeared on his screen. "Where are you? The kids are waiting. Megan, heart." My heart stopped. Kids? When he came back, I asked quietly, "Do you have children?" He didn't answer immediately. Then he said, "Yes." "And a wife?" He looked away. "Yes." The word felt heavy, like a stone dropped into water. He told me his marriage was complicated. He said they were distant. He said he felt alive with me. I wanted to believe him, and I did. For months, I stayed. We met secretly. He never posted photos. We never went to public events. I became a hidden part of his life. When he was with me, I felt loved. When he left, I felt invisible. I stopped meeting Sophia often. I stopped writing in my journal. I waited for his messages like they were oxygen. One night, I looked at myself in the mirror and barely recognized the woman staring back. I was shrinking, and love should never make you smaller. Sophia finally said something that changed me. She asked, "If he truly loves you, why are you always alone?" That question stayed in my heart. A week later, I told Daniel I needed space. He said he loved me. He asked me not to leave, but for the first time, I asked myself, who is choosing me fully? And the answer was no one. So, I chose myself. It was not easy. I cried for days. I missed him. I doubted myself. But slowly, I started living again. I joined a weekend art class. I started running in the mornings. I laughed with Sophia again. And then, months later, I met someone new. His name was Lucas. I met him during a book reading event. He was simple, honest, and open. He didn't hide his phone. He didn't hide his life. When he said, "I like you," it felt calm, not dramatic, not secret, just real. Now, when I wake up, I feel peaceful. I learned something important. Love should not live in shadows. Love should not require you to wait endlessly. Love should not ask you to accept half of a heart. Real love stands beside you in the light. If you are listening to this and you feel hidden in someone's life, remember this. You deserve to be chosen openly. You deserve a love that feels safe. And sometimes, the bravest thing you can do is walk away. Because losing someone else can help you find yourself. Life did not change in one day. Even after Lucas came into my life, there were nights when memories returned quietly. Not because I wanted Daniel back, but because healing is not a straight road. Sometimes it moves forward, sometimes it circles back. One afternoon, while I was arranging new books near the window, I saw a familiar car stop across the street. My heart paused. Daniel stepped out. For a moment, I felt the old nervousness in my chest, the old softness, the old ache. He walked into the bookstore slowly. He looked thinner, tired. "Alina," he said softly. I nodded. "Hi." We stood there, surrounded by shelves of stories, but our own story felt unfinished. "I heard you joined an art class," he said. "Yes." "I'm glad," he replied, but his eyes were heavy. He told me things were difficult at home, that nothing had really changed, that he thought about me often. "I miss how you made me feel," he admitted. That sentence hit me differently than before. Not, "I miss you," but "I miss how you made me feel." I realized something in that moment. He missed comfort. He missed escape. He missed the version of himself that existed with me. But he had never truly chosen me. "I hope you find what you're looking for," I said gently. He looked at me, maybe expecting tears, maybe expecting me to step closer, but I didn't. "I loved you," I continued, "but I love myself more now." The words felt steady, not angry, not dramatic, just true. He nodded slowly. After a few seconds, he turned and walked out of the shop. This time, I did not fall apart after he left. I stood by the window and watched the rain fall softly on the street. My heart felt calm. Closure does not always come with big speeches. Sometimes it comes quietly when you realize you are no longer waiting. That evening, Lucas came by with groceries. We cooked dinner together in my small kitchen. He told me about a design project he was working on. I listened and laughed when he burned the garlic. He noticed I was quiet for a moment. "Everything okay?" he asked. "Yes," I answered honestly. "I saw someone from my past today." He didn't look jealous. He didn't look afraid. He simply said, "And how did that make you feel?" I answered, "Strong." He smiled and kissed my forehead. With Lucas, there were no secrets. If he was busy, he said so. If he was upset, he talked about it. If he cared, he showed it in small, steady ways. Love with him did not feel like fire. It felt like warmth. Months passed. One morning, Sophia and I sat outside her bakery with coffee in our hands. "You look different," she said. "How?" I asked. "You look light," she smiled. I thought about that word. Light. I used to feel heavy, like I was carrying someone else's unfinished life on my back. Now I felt balanced. I learned something important. Sometimes we confuse intensity with love. We think strong emotions mean deep connection. But real love is not chaos. Real love is peace. A year later, Lucas and I took a small trip to the coast. We walked along the cliffs, wind brushing against our faces. We stopped suddenly and looked at me. "Thank you," he said. "For what?" "For choosing to heal before choosing me." That sentence touched me deeply, because that was the truth. If I had stayed stuck in my past, I would not have been ready for something healthy. Love is not just about finding the right person. It is about becoming the right version of yourself, too. Sometimes people ask me if I regret what happened with Daniel. I don't. Pain taught me boundaries. Waiting taught me patience. Heartbreak taught me self-respect. And walking away taught me strength. Now, when I open the bookstore each morning, sunlight comes through the window. I arrange the books. I breathe in the scent of paper and coffee. But I am not the same woman I used to be. I no longer wait for someone to choose me. I choose myself every day. And because of that, the love I have now feels real, steady, and free. If you are loving someone who keeps you hidden, if you are always waiting for the right time, if you feel small in someone's life, remember this. You are not an option. You are not a secret. You are not second. The moment you stop begging for love is the moment you begin to receive it. And sometimes the love you choose to leave is the love that teaches you who you truly are.